To get the clay centered, you're going to need both hands. Turn your left hand back to control the tower from the side. Make your right hand into a fist and slowly begin to drive the clay down. Try to use both hands equally. Right hand pushing down, left hand pushing in. Keeping your arms and elbows locked, try to keep your hands motionless to control the clay. The goal is to get it into a perfectly centered cake shape. To drill a hole, carefully drag your right finger from the right hand side into the center point. Once your finger is motionless, you can begin to press gently downwards towards the bottom. Go down as far as you can without hitting the bottom. But if you do hit the bottom, it can be fixed. Once the hole is drilled, begin to pull it backwards to make it a little bit bigger. Hook the tip of your finger towards the bottom and be sure to open the bottom of the piece as well as the top of it. Now it should look like a donut. Once the clay is in this shape, you can turn the wheel speed down from fast to medium. Match up your fingertips and place your left hand inside and your right hand outside the clay. Reach all the way down to the bottom and give the clay a gentle squeeze and slowly rise your hands up. Repeat this step over and over again to gradually rise the clay up into a tall cylinder cup shape. Be sure your fingertips from your left and your right hand are matched up perfectly. Be sure to always reach down to the bottom and try to keep the walls a consistent thickness all the way throughout. If the bottom becomes too thin and the top is too thick, the piece will collapse. Now that the walls are getting thinner and the piece is getting higher, the wheel should be at a slow speed. If the opening starts to get too wide, gently cup your hands around the outside to close it up. If you wish to make it a little bit wider like a bowl, gently use your right hand and drag the walls backwards towards your body. To finish up, take the circle sponge, wet it and squeeze it out, and gently put it towards the bottom, and then give it a little bit of a push to smooth the bottom surface out. You can then gently hold a sponge on the side of your piece to smooth out the side of it. If you get this far, I will come around to your pottery wheel and trim around your piece and write your name on the plaster bed. To finish up, take the circle sponge and squeeze all of the water out of it. Take the circle sponge and go into the splash basin. Reach underneath of the wheel and soak up all the water that's there. Clean up the splash basin, soak up all the water, and squeeze all the water and clay back into the bucket. Try to get that splash basin looking brand new. You can also use the circle sponge to wipe down the area where your tools and clay have been. Then take the sponges back to the sink, rinse and squeeze them out, and put the sponges back. Also, clean off your tools and put them back. Spill the bucket into a bin and then rinse it out. Then clean off all the tools and squeeze out the sponge. Let the clay fall into the bin, not down the sink drain. Then put the tools back where you got them.